everybody, I'm Latrina Patrick. Welcome to day 34 of our 90-day grant writing tutorial. Today I want to talk to you about why you should consider putting together a grant writing team. I'd like to preface this by saying that this conversation really is geared toward the medium-sized to larger nonprofit organization and not so much the startup nonprofit. A startup nonprofit would benefit from this information in a way that you'll know what the direction is that you need to be going, and you'll know what to do when you get there. But just know that this conversation is really geared towards medium-sized to larger nonprofit organizations. So I want to talk to you about 3 reasons why you should consider putting together a grant writing team. Number 1 is that your program is expanding and your needs are changing. So as you are out there and you have multiple programs that are running right now and your needs are obviously changing, you really need to consider putting together a grant writing team, because this is going to help you determine where you need to go, what direction you need to head, because there are, like most large nonprofit organizations, and you have multiple programs, like any business, there are going to be specific programs that you consider to be your cash cows. So you'll have programs that are larger, that are serving more people, that are more fundable, and you'll have some that may be good for the community, things that you do, but they're not the most they're not the biggest, they're not the most fundable programs, but they may be necessary. So as you're expanding, your needs are changing, it's a good time to put together a grant writing team so that you'll know which direction that you need to go. So that's the second thing too, is number 2 is that it gives you a clear direction. So it allows you to step back, take a look at where you're going, what you're offering, and where those funding needs are. And it also gives you the opportunity to, now you become more proactive with your grant writing strategies or your funding strategies as opposed to reactive. So when you were starting out and you were at a lower level of operation, you probably just responded to funding announcements that you heard about or were just released. And so now that you pulled together a team and you have your direction clear, you don't necessarily respond to everything that comes out that may be appropriate for your program, but now you respond to those announcements that are more appropriate for those cash cow programs or programs that have a lot more potential for growth. So now you have a clear direction and you can really have more concerted effort on those areas that are the most important. And then the third thing is that as a grant writer, it takes some of the pressure off. And what I mean is, when you are a medium-sized or a larger nonprofit, one of 2 things is happening with your grant writer. You either have someone who is internal on staff, if you are a fairly decent sized organization, or you are contracting with a particular person on a consistent basis. And I've served in both capacities. I have worked for a very small startup nonprofit to help them get off the ground, to help them get money, what we call seed money, to get their program going. And I've worked in that capacity as an independent contractor. On the other end of the spectrum, I've also worked for major, large nonprofit organizations that had 800 plus employees and a $30 million budget. And in that situation, as a grant writer for an organization that has well over 30 programs, it can be very overwhelming to figure out what you need to do. And had I not had a grant writing team, it would have been a lot harder for me. So even though I was just the one designated person in-house to pursue most of the grant funding, I had the help that I needed. And after getting that position, it was one of the very first things that I did was pull together a team. And it really saved me, and it was really a great support system for me as we pursued funding opportunities. So those are 3 reasons that I think are very important for you to consider having and developing a grant writing team. And what I'm going to do in tomorrow's tutorial is talk to you about who needs to be on that team. So I hope that you found this information helpful today. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave those for me here on my YouTube channel, and I'll get to those so that everyone will have access to the responses. Now, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can get immediate notification whenever I upload a new video. And if you know someone who will benefit from my tutorials, please, I hope that you'll share the link with them. I also send out weekly email updates to let you know what's coming up that week in my tutorial. So in order to get that, I need you to go over to my website at www.greatervisionconsulting.com and subscribe to those email updates, and I'll send those notices out every Monday. While you're on my website, please check out my bio and my experience and also the services that I offer, because I would love the opportunity to work with you or your organization. So I hope you've enjoyed today. I have enjoyed sharing this information with you, and I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. Talk to you soon. Bye.